Hey there, today I have a comic book pressing video, and in this video, I'm going to show you what I did to this book, Raiders of the Lost Ark #1. It's the first appearance of Indiana Jones in comics, and I promised I was gentle with the book, but I've got a few different techniques that I applied to this, and I'll show you how it turned out, so let's get to it. All right, so I won't spare you much longer. I'll show you the details of the process here in a moment, but I ordered this book just to give you a little bit of background. This is the Marvel movie Spotlight. Try and get it in one hand there. That's the cool way to do it. This is Marvel movie Spotlight #1, Raiders of the Lost Ark. It is technically the first appearance of Indiana Jones in comic books, and I bought it from Mile High Comics. And when I graded it, uh, once I received the order after the unboxing, I assigned a 9.2 to the book, and it had several, what I would say, pressable defects. One thing that I have been experimenting with, if you've watched some previous videos, is a humidity bath, or how to properly apply humidity to the books. And I've been experimenting with the Free Comic Book Day issue where I think I had figured it out. And then I tried it again and it didn't quite work. And then I used both. And you can kind of see the process all the way through. But I really think that the book was improved. How much it was improved, what's the before and after look like. I've got some still photos and some videos to show you and share with you, some clips of the process, so you can kind of be the judge and see whether the book truly was improved or if I went through the process for nothing. But here are the detailed steps of the process, and would love to have your feedback below in the comments. And here we go. This is from kind of start to finish. Hey there, so I'm back after going through some of the books from our recent order from Mile High Comics, and I wanted to put a book that I would say, if I mess it up, I'm not going to be heartbroken. I still think this is a great book. This is the Marvel movie Spotlight adaptation of Raiders of the Lost Ark #1. This is a book that I got from Mile High Comics, and you can see here, it looks to be kind of to the naked eye in pretty good shape, but I'm going to zoom in and show you some of the defects that I think would benefit from a humidity bath and pressing treatment. So I'll go over this kind of quickly, but again, these are very subtle. So like head on, everything looks pretty good there, just a slight curling of that corner. But if we start to shift a little bit here and use the light, then we can see there's a bit of a bend there. You can really pick it up right there along the edge. It's just the flap is bent upwards. And then down here, the press isn't going to do anything with that corner. I'm hoping it maybe flattens it out a little bit. It's just a little bit of spine splitting down there at the corner. There's two major sort of defects, I would say, along the spine. There's one right there, right in the middle of that view. And then here's the other one. And this one, unfortunately, although it's a little bit subtle with the art, that's color breaking right there. So we have some of these issues, and then just from an overall perspective, it has a little bit of a paper crunching issue right there. I don't believe a press is going to do anything. We'll see if the bath relaxes that, but that's always a problem that I see is, again, if you move it to the naked eye right there, it's like it disappears, looks great, and then use a little bit of light and move in, and here are these sneaky problems with the book. So let's move it this way just a little bit, and I'll use that overhead light to show you right there. So you see there's a welling and a dent, almost like the book kind of folded in half right there. And that's what I'm going to try and get out with the humidity bath and press right there as well. That one's not as severe as the one towards the top. That one is a real dent. But again, if you look at it head on, looks fine, just looks like a little bit of a color break there. I'm going to turn the book over now. And on the back, very similar problems to books of this age. Again, are these color breaking right on the white? Remains to be seen, but a lot of little just bends and spine ticks along the spine there. And I see that all the time with these kind of books. They look near mint or above on the front. You turn it over and there's all those, almost like a little cut. I mean, the book's not cut, paper's not cut. Definitely as I zoom in there, it's also showing a little bit of the color rubber, the dirt on the back as well. So let's see here. Corner looks pretty good. Not too bad overall, but just using the light here, you'll just see there's some general waviness, like right on that boy's nose in the ad. There's just a little waviness or crease there, and then again, head on, disappears on you. This is where you really, really have to use light, overhead lighting, and just shift the book back and forth to just pick up on. I mean, that looks really bad in the light. Then head on, it just looks kind of subtle. So this book is going to go into the humidity bath, and I'm going to go ahead and boil some of that distilled water and give it the 2-hour treatment, and then open it and take a look and see and make sure it's all nice and damp and ready to go. And we'll fire up the press and get this guy in there and see what we can do to improve this book. All right, so I just placed the book in the humidity bath. Hopefully you can see the moisture and condensation building up on the edge there. It's got, I'll show you once we take it out what it looks like, but it's got the cylinders and the grill grate, and everything's in there. I'm gonna let it just kind of hang out in the bath for a couple of hours, and then we'll take it out and put it directly in the press. I'm not gonna leave it in the humidity overnight or anything, but hopefully that relaxes the book enough to get in the press, and we'll see if that fixes the issue. So I'll see you in a little bit. All right, welcome back. So what I decided to do was preheat my press, and it's just counting down, but it's preheated to 165 degrees. And I am gonna go ahead and open up the humidity tank. The book's been in here for a little over 2 hours. I did make one mistake, and I'm very interested to see how it turns out. I didn't put the magazine backing board with the bag on the bottom and top. So this thing is either going to be soaked or it's not going to matter, and we're going to find out. We are going to find out. Yep, so it looks to be definitely affected by the humidity, but not, I don't know. I still don't get it. It's just not, I don't get it. I mean, it's definitely something. I don't know what it is, but like you can still see that paper thing. I don't know. I'm just not sold on the humidity. I still feel like the spot humidity is really where it's at. I mean, it definitely relaxed the book a little bit, but that thing was just baking in this bin of steam, and I don't get it. So I'm still gonna press it and just see what happens, but I'm tempted to just put a bunch of spot humidity since I'm already at this point, rather than just pressing it. It just doesn't feel damp. Nothing does. Nothing in here does at all. I mean, I see the condensation, and you can see it there, but I don't know. I just feel like it would be better to just give it the spot humidity. So I'm going to try that instead. Hey, welcome back. So this poor book has been sitting in the cold press for almost 3 days now. I completely forgot about it. Had a busy weekend and just forgot. So I don't know if this helped or hurt the book. I would say that it hopefully didn't hurt it, but we will see. So let's open this up and see how we did. All right, taking off the plate and the top of the sandwich. And let's see. So I want to check the back right away. And yeah, a lot of those little nicks and everything, those look to be gone, which is cool. So that's a good sign. Let me pause it right here so I can better set this up and show you out of the sandwich here. So let me take this out first. There we go. And then I'm going to move it to my desk and we'll take a look at it. Okay, so I'm back here. This is the book out of the press after both a humidity bath and a spot steaming. Like I mentioned just now, it was left in the cold press for a couple of days. I feel bad that I did that, but on the other hand, maybe that's what it needed. I don't know, but just kind of going over the book against the light, it looks pretty good. There's definitely still that corner. Again, there was nothing I could do with that, whatever you want to call it, bindery tear, impact corner, corner tearing, page tearing, whatever it is. That's just a color breaking tear, and nothing I can do. There were two spots that I knew were color breaking, and let's see, right there. So that was the first one, but the dent is gone. So if I move, I'm gonna try and get some light on it there. The dent is gone right there, so that's nice. You still get the spine, color breaking spine tick. So again, nothing I can do there, but it's definitely more round and shape, just like you would expect a comic to be shaped as without that dent. There was a really really severe dent right in. I'm trying to get the light on it, but right in there on the left side. And let me zoom in here. I'm trying to get in this direction. Right up there by the finger. Yeah. So that dent is, I don't want to say it's completely gone, but it's much, much nicer. It's that tear doesn't quite hit the spine. It's almost like on top of the spine right there. And I think it's because of the thickness of the book, but it looks really nice. There's just a little bit of something there in the A. Not quite sure what that is, but looks pretty good otherwise. So anything really that we saw before, everything looks really, really crispy. That corner looks great. So I'm very happy with the front. I just noticed something there, right? Like just a little bit of a curved crease or something. It's very subtle, but it's I wonder if that was from the paper or the like the cardstock. And then let me go ahead and turn it over. And on the back, like I was saying when I took it out of the press, what I really noticed up and down here was just those great number of those little, I mean, kind of hard to see issues on the spine. That, as you can see, it's almost like a little bit of a tear. So as we go up and down this, there's still like a little bit of color rubbing or dirt or something on it, but much cleaner. Again, there's some sort of, I don't want to say it's a dent. It's almost like the shadows are playing a little trick on your eyes there. It's not necessarily a dent. It's just kind of a reflection. But I think too that was part of the materials that were put on the inside, that the magazine backing board and the cardstock. But overall, I think it's a pretty decent copy now. I don't remember what I gave it originally. I'll have to look and see, but I would think I was in the 9 or 9.2 range or something like that. I feel like this is a 9.4 with a chance to be a 9.6. I think it just depends on how much of a hit I would take on those two right there. The general, it's almost like the video is picking up things in more detail than the eyes can see. I mean, there's definitely, you can see how close I'm getting here. So right in there is what I'm talking about. But if I zoom out to what like a human can see back here, you know, it looks much better. Again, zoomed in, we've got some discoloration there right by the spine. I don't know if that's rusting or just general color rub. Again, there's some markings there. So It's definitely not a 9.8, but is it worth sending into CGC as is? I mean, it looks beautiful. Everything looks really, really nice. I mean, look at the when I take the light back here on this cover, and that's pretty nice, pretty flat. No cover creases or anything. So that looks really, really nice. So I want to send this to CGC just to kind of see what I get for it. Like I said, I don't think this is a 9.8. Do I strongly feel it's a 9.4? I do. I mean, why not? Why would it not be? If you don't think it's a 9.4, tell me. Is it because of this corner? I mean, I've seen 9.8s with a corner like that where they just sort of give you a pass on the bindery tearing. Not always, but it happens. So I know it's not a 9.8, but why wouldn't it be a 9.4? Do you feel like it's a 9.6, 9.2, 9.0? I don't think it's anything below a 9. I have a 9 slab that I always refer to, and it does not look this nice. So it's definitely a 9.2 and up. And then it's just a matter of, is it worth your time? Is it worth your money to get this book slabbed? So there you go. That was a rather lengthy multi-step process to get a Copper Age book and Tail End of the Bronze Age book. And this is Marvel Movie Spotlight #1, the adaptation of Raiders of the Lost Ark, the first comic appearance of Indiana Jones. Thanks for watching, happy collecting, and see you next time.